call our meeting to order one final time. We'll start with the prayer and blessing of the food with Dr. McNair. You mind blessing us?
The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Let us bless the Lord. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. We thank you, Lord, for the food that you have provided for our tables, the hands that prepared it, those who made it possible, Father, for it to be brought to the markets. May it nourish our bodies and our bodies to greater use to your service. It is in Jesus' precious name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, McNair. Let us now stand for our Rotary four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it true?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
I ask that y'all remain standing. I know throughout this year as president, I chose not to include singing in our meetings, but today I actually do feel like singing. And so, today we're going to do a fun song. You probably know it from church, and it's called If You're Happy and You Know It. All right, y'all ready? Everybody has to participate. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're
Happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet.
If you're happy and you know it, shout amen.
Amen.
If you're
Happy and you know it, shout amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout amen. Amen.
all three. If you're happy and you know it, all three. Amen. If you're happy
And you know it, do all three. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Amen.
all right, y'all can see it. All right, Bill Gamble is not here, so in his absence, I will take the time to acknowledge our guests. And we do have a few. We have Stephanie Steele, the wife of James Steele. Let's give her a hand. We have Cully Jackson. I believe you said this is your cousin. Cousin of James Steele. We also have Selma High School Band Director Brandon Williams. We also have P.D. Miller. Thank you so much, Dr. Miller. We also have Brandon from the Selma Times Journal. Thank you so much for joining us, Brandon. We also have my mom, Ms. Liz Martin. And the only other guest will be our guest speaker, who will be introduced shortly. But now, without further ado, it's time to wrap up. Oh, we're gonna have a song. Is that it?
That's it.
One more? Oh, one more guest.
Yes.
What was your name?
My name is Prince Bates.
Prince Bates. He's been playing the piano. Now, without further ado, it's time to pass our gavel. But before I do that, I would just like to take one final moment, point of privilege, to just say thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support during my year as president. This is hard for me to even call out and single people out to just acknowledge you, because everyone has done such a tremendous job. Anytime I've called you, you've been there. And so for that, I say thank you. But I do have to give a special shout out to Bob Kelly. Yeah. I could not have done it without you this year. Anytime I forgot something, he was right there with it, or or sometimes you just read my mind and have things prepared. And so thank you so much, Bob. I know you're going to do an awesome job. And so I also called James BJ, Bob Jr. So I know that James is going to be in great hands with you. And James also, you know that I'll be here when you need me. But I know you're going to do a tremendous job. You're going to do an awesome job, and we're all here to support you. So without further ado, will all past presidents join us?
You gotta change.
I know it. Back there's got to move. Yeah. You're on the other side. Yeah, and then you're back.
We've been trying.
All right. Pray for me. Slow it up.
You did right.
Oh, it's good way.
Yeah, it has President County.
Get this started. All right. First of all, I really want to say thank you to everyone in this room. First, I want to give thanks to the Lord again because He directed my path. He guided me to you all and you all to me, and I cherish that right there. I don't get to this point unless these things happen. At a point in time, I wasn't going to do this because I just thought it was just a little too much on me. But, you know, I said, okay, I'm going to do it because of the simple fact, again, it's necessary. Anytime you want to help others, it's necessary. You put service above self, it's necessary. If we do that, I think we all can gain from this. Now, I do have a few people I have to thank because, again, all you have helped me. But, again, these people are near and dear to me. Again, they part of the reason I'm at this point. And first, I want to start off with Miss Steele, because again, she deal with a lot from James. You know, I run dominoes to it. I'm always gone. But I don't care if she's sick or whatever. You know, she's there by my side, and I love her to death. Again, to you, Miss Steele. Now again, I don't get to be here unless, you know, somebody say, James, come on. And I have to say, Miss Amelia Oliver, there was a whole year in the making. She just said something to me one day. She said, James, I want you to do something with me. I know. And then I didn't see it anymore. Yeah, she was gone. I never thought, but she came back a year later to the store with James. Okay, all right, now I told you I was going to get you. Come on, let's go. and last but not least, I like to say, well, not last, but, you know, Jerria, she kind of pushed me a little bit with this too, because she was like, James, you know, you ought to try it. You know, this can help encourage you and help to encourage others. And I said, okay, well, let me think about it, let me pray about it, and if the Lord said do it, I'm going to do it. So I said, okay. But last but not least, again, everybody here has been awesome to me, you know, and I've, you know, just embrace that. But there's one individual in this room that he has a passion that's gonna fall off on him, you know. Again, I used to work with Bob, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And he inspired me then because, you know, I got to work in this restaurant. And he taught me some things. Never knew that at this point in time I would be in the Rotary with him. And at least president. and that guy, he got a passion that, you know, you can feel. And those are the people that I want to be around, people with passion. Because again, without passion, we can't do this job. So again, that being said, I'm gonna close my mouth because Renera said I got 5 minutes to talk. I don't know if I took the wrong job or not, because she got all the power. But before I get from up here, I have to do something. For Jerria, could you come up here, please?
Oh,
Y'all give me a minute here. I have to do this because again, Jerria, you are awesome. First, we want to give you this pen here, past president. Yeah. Give you that right there. Also, one more thing, because you are such an awesome leader, and I only get to be around you because, you know, you inspire others. You know, we wanted to give you this right here too. Also, this is from Rotary. You know, you've done an excellent job.
That's beautiful.
Very beautiful person. All right, so without further ado, we just brought a little something just before I introduce our guest speaker. I just wanted to try to give a little inspiration. You know, the theme this year is We Connect the World. So I got Mr. Williams to come in and just see if he could help to inspire this just a little bit. So if y'all bear with us for a few minutes. Esteemed guest, City Council President, Mr. Bowie.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
To President Steele, thank you for the invitation. Past President Martin, I think we need to give her a hand. Also, Rotary Club, I would be remiss if I didn't thank you for the work that you do in the community and the indelible mark that you're making in Selma, Dallas County, in the school system. I think I need to give you a hand. And when I was talking with the president, President Steele, he mentioned the theme for this year's Connect the World. Look at the summer level. 54 years ago, Selma, Alabama, Connect the World and made a change. That is truly befitting. Oftentimes, on the news, social media, you hear about the challenges that Selma is facing. But when I look at challenges, you can either let the challenges embrace you or you embrace the challenges. I want to encourage you to embrace the challenges. Oftentimes, there are two mortal enemies, fear and doubt, will kill a community. But as a community, we have to replace fear and doubt with faith and courage. Lately, it's been a buzzword in the community, two buzzwords. One, synergy. Two, commitment. I want to thank everyone for coming together to help the city of Selma with the challenges that we have been facing. Civic groups, SGA President Matt. It's very important that we come together and rise above it all. And commitment. Commitment is a small word, but Abraham Lincoln once said, commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. And the work that we're currently doing in the city of Selma and Dallas County is truly coming to fruition and a reality. We often hear about our neighboring city, but Selma has 3 assets that a lot of other cities do not have. We have the airway, the railway, and the waterways. That is truly an asset for a community. We're coming together with a new idea, moving forward in spite of. Harriet Truman once said, "It's amazing what we can accomplish if we don't worry about who gets the credit." If we put aside our egos and worry about who gets the credit, we can continue to move Selma forward. We're on the verge now of taking the crown, putting the polish on, and making Selma shine again. I'm often become disturbed when I look at Selma, one of the most dangerous cities to live in. That may be true, but through the power of commitment, prayer, determination, we will rise above it all. As a community, it's very, 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 very important that we change the narrative. We have the power to change the narrative. How do we change the narrative? Through our mindset, how we look at it, how we think about our city. One of the most powerful books in the Bible, Proverbs, the book of wisdom. And it talks about there is death and life in the power of the tongue. It's how you talk about your city. It's how you view the city. Yes, we do have challenges, but it's whether how you embrace the challenges or what you're going to do with the challenges. The best quarterback that I've ever seen was a Monday morning quarterback, because I've had the opportunity to watch every play and drop a play and say, hey, I can do it that way. I want to also thank the prayer warriors for praying for city government, the mayor and city council. God knows we need prayer. And since my tenure in city government, one thing I have learned, the only thing the majority mean in some cases is all the food's on the same side. That's one thing that I have learned. But I feel good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like James Brown. I'm feeling good. The tide is turning. Or should I say the war eagle is turning? The tide is turning. The tide is turning when we can promote our cities. I have always advocated, since my tenure on city council, 2 of the most important fibers in any thriving city is the school system and the public safety. Both of them go hand in hand. But the selling of the St. James Hotel, that's a blessing. That's going to be the catalyst to redevelop downtown. The opportunity zone, if you will take advantage of it, that's another asset that we can use to move forward with the downtown redevelopment. I'm currently working with Ms. Cheryl Smith with some details to help with the tourism, promote tourism, because tourism is our asset. There are some things that we can do to capitalize on the tourism and foster the revenue that we can do here in the city of Selma. I will be the first to say, the largest room in the world, some people may say hell, but the largest room in the world is room for improvement. And as city government, There's a lot of room for improvement. And I'm gonna take the full support of the fact that I will be meeting with our council members. I love each one of our council members. We work well together. But there's some things that we're going to have to do to help rebrand ourselves, to promote this city and move forward. Starting with communication, trusting one another. We're going to have the eagle concept and not the chicken concept. The difference between the eagle and the chicken is a chicken only receives what someone throws at them with the head down. An eagle flies high and aims for excellence. That's something that we're going to have to move forward within the city. I'm currently working with community development. Over a year and a half ago, we named the walking trail by Block Park Veteran Memorial Walking Trail, but we have some funding through community development to put some markers out there and also some benches out there to recognize the veterans in our community, because the veterans play a very important role in our city and also in our nation. Census 2020 is going to be very vital because of the funding that's available for you. At our last census count, Selma had 20,756 citizens within the city of Selma. And I know, that number has drastically declined. When the individual fill out a census, the dollar amount is $1,576 for each individual that filled out a census. On the opposing end of that, if you do not fill it out, it goes all the way to $1,576 that you will not receive. Currently, we have oil lease money to address this infrastructure that a lot of people are talking about, the potholes. We recently received $450,000 from ADACA to start doing drainage project, 7 areas throughout the city. And we recently received $68,000 from the Delta Regional Authority, where we did a drainage project on Lafayette, which is coming to a close. I would like to also thank Mrs. Wade, our treasurer. It's a blessing to have our treasurer back in office. With the upcoming budget year, I'm going to propose to also have an accountant to help with the budget process. For the last several years, our budget has been $17.5 million, with 58% of that going towards sales tax. So that's why it's so important that we shop Selma with 58% of your overall budget going towards sales tax. Currently, we have $5,000 apiece for each council members and also the mayor to help with this grass cutting situation throughout the city of Selma. With 6 to 8 laid off employees, that's a major challenge, but delayed but not denied. It's important that we push forward to continue to provide services for the city of Selma. It's very important. Talking about one another, being negative about one another, it's not going to help. The problem's still out there. So one thing about it, we're going to come together to move forward so we can make Selma a better place. Public safety is paramount. And oftentimes, with the violent crimes that's currently occurring, we are in search now of a police chief and a fire chief. And it's very important that we follow the process with the 2 top leaders in law enforcement. Recently, the council just recently voted for Chief Robert Green for only 3 months for interim. I felt that Chief Green is very structured, organized. It's something that we currently need in the police department. Currently, we have 37 police officers currently now, and my charge to Chief Green during his short tenure there was to recruit and retain police officers. That's going to have to be something that, as city government, it's going to be very important that not only do we recruit, but we retain them. We are losing police officers and also firemen to surrounding counties. Our starting pay for a police officer is $31,000. The median pay for a police officer in surrounding areas is about $34,000, $35,000. Our firefighters, our pay is $28,000, but the median pay in surrounding cities is $32,000. So we're gonna have to do something as city government to be on level ground to make sure that not only do we recruit, but we retain them. Recently, we just partnership with the Selma City School, Dr. Williams, in providing SRO officers, school resource officers in the school. I would like to thank her for a visionary and moving forward with this project, because not only when you think about SRO officers, you think about negative connotation, but with the SRO officers in the school, it can be mentoring to the young men and women in the school. The majority of our students come from single-parent households, and it would help for the SRO officers to mentor to the young men and women in the school system. And I'm so elated that we recently received a Williams City grant of $1 million from U.S. Attorney Moore. That's going to be very helpful in curbing some of the crimes here in the city of Selma. And I would like to thank Sheriff Grafton, DA Michael Jackson, and also our police department. As I mentioned earlier, the word synergy. All law enforcement, state and federal, are working together to curb this problem. But I'm not weary and I'm not worried, because I serve a good God, and I want you to continue to push. Pray until something happens, and faith without work is dead. And as I close, I want to close with one of my favorite poets, Edgar Guest. See it through. Eyes firm, head high, to the finish line. So let's see it through. Thank you.
Us at Rotary, fan. we gonna make a donation to the city library today, sir. All right, thank you.
Questions?
Yeah. Corey, first of all, I want to thank you for coming and speaking to Rotary today. A lot of issues out there that citizens are really concerned about. Probably too many that I want to talk to you about.
Yes, sir.
Take up way too much time. But you commented on several things that I think are hugely important, and one is the sales tax. From what I understand, there are a lot of folks out there not paying sales tax, and there are sales taxes in arrears. There are ordinances out there that aren't being enforced. There are fees that aren't being collected. And I just think those are huge, and they've got to be followed up on. I mean, you can. There are two parts of everything. You can always raise fees, or you can decrease expenses to balance an income statement or whatever. And I just feel like there's so many things out there that can be done. I don't know what our lodging tax is. I don't know how it compares to other cities, but lodging tax, sales tax, you ride around, you see, God knows how many tags applied for have I seen around Selma. How many tags that have not been renewed. I mean, it's just incredible with the number of that money laying on the table that were just not collected. And, I've been positive. I've lived in Selma for all my life for the most part, except for a few years. And I know there are a lot of people that are getting very discouraged at the way that Selma looks. I mean, the trash that's on the ground, the overgrown grass, you can't even drive through the cemetery. I have a friend call me the other day and said they wanted to bring somebody down from Birmingham and they wanted to take them through the cemetery. I said, don't do that. I said, it looks terrible. I said, there's bahia grass up to your waist. And I said, don't show them the cemetery. Wait till hopefully the grass gets cut one day and bring them back in the spring when the azalea's out. But I mean, there are a lot of people that are getting really discouraged that have been pulling for Selma and have stuck in there for Selma. And a lot of them are saying now, it's over. We have no, in my opinion, the city council, I think, works fairly well together. But we have no leadership in city government. All right, that's like I said, that's the way I feel, man.
Okay. Well, thank you for your points. We have our city attorney here, Mr. Woody Jones. We're currently addressing the people not remitting sales tax. We're looking at filing an injunction. We have a list of all the businesses who have not remitted sales tax, and they will be coming before the council. Some of them have already made pay plans, monthly pay plans.
A lot of, there's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
This was just brought to my attention recently. Corey and I have been working on it the last couple of weeks, actually. I think it's been outstanding for a long time. There's like 5 or 6 businesses that owe a pretty good bit. And the majority of them now are on payment plans.
Yes.
To pay it back, and we've increased the payment plan. There's 1 or 2 that we may end up suing, shut them down until they get on payment. So.
How are these businesses being identified?